So on the track now, we do have our Ladies A. And what I mean by that is that we have our Women's Victorian Mile Championship start list. And so we have a plethora of talent here for the women's event. So with hip number 1, we have Georgia Hansen of Melbourne University. Number 2, we have Hogan of Glen Huntly. Number 3, Emma Hogan of Glen Huntly. Number 3, Ellie Sanford of Box Hill. Number 4, Abigail Thomas of Western A's. Number 5, Shanae Landon of Maccabee, I apologise there. Number 6, Tully Rowe of Bendigo. Number 7, Megan Dixon of Deakin. Number 8, Morgan Mitchell of Western A's. Number 9, Emma Jeffcoat, Independent. Number 10, Talia Hayes. Number 11, Abby Caldwell of Doncaster. Number 12, Isabel Girardi of Essendon. Number 13, Lauren Ryan, Invitational. Number 14, Anna Cassipus of Essendon. Number 15, Monique Goldsworthy of Williamstown. Number 16 as well, we have Lily Rourke of Williamstown. And number 17, Sarah Billings of Melbourne University. So an absolute class field here in the women's A800. We have Olympians, we have World Junior representatives, we have sponsored athletes, we have US collegiate athletes, we have it all. We have young up-and-comers, we have some older athletes who are still trying to show that they've got it. So this is going to be an absolute spectacle of women's racing. And so for those of you who don't know, because obviously we don't typically run this race here in Melbourne, and not just Melbourne, in Australia itself, this is the mile event. That is 1,609 metres to be exact. And these ladies will be competing for a Victorian title. A rich history here of the Victorian Mile Championship. Great to see it still running. Typically done at Melbourne University over the past few years, but right now it is settled into Box Hill. So as nighttime starts to fall, we get a beautiful sense of eerie darkness here at Box Hill. We're getting ready to go. Morgan Mitchell, Olympic 400-metre athlete. Lauren Ryan, Georgia Hansen, Sarah Billings, all world under-20 competitors. So So a great part of the history here is we do get to see all names called out onto the track for the mile championships. Big cheer there for Morgan Mitchell. Team Matthews stable. So triathlete here, Emma Jeffcoat, our independent athlete. There's a lot of heat, a lot of traction around here. Got a lot of boyfriends here looking on, girlfriends supporting, husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, everybody here. Every man and his dog is here to watch these Victorian Miles Championships right now. Our men wait nervously, our ladies ready to let it rip. This is going to be an absolute spectacle here as we're in the starters' hands of the Women's Mile Championship of Victoria.
We're ready.
I haven't got my green. On your marks.
So we're underway here, 4 laps of the track, 1,609 metres for the ladies in this Victorian Mile Championship. And Ellie Sandford may be going to be our pacemaker, I'm going to guess, with the red singlet on. So she's going to lead it out. Lauren Ryan going to sit behind her. So too is going to be Sarah Billings, Georgia Hanson, Abby Caldwell, Rourke too. Morgan Mitchell not far away, but these ladies are beautifully strung out early. The only one going with the pacemaker looks like it's going to be Lauren Ryan. So she's got about a 5-10 metre gap very early in this race. Sitting there, leading the next pack is going to be Sarah Billings, working with Georgia Hanson, Abby Caldwell, Rourke, so too Morgan Mitchell. So there is now about a 20 metre gap coming around through for the first 300 metres of this Women's Mile Championship. So Lauren Ryan have spent time at Villanova, spent time at Florida State University. She's no stranger to running these sort of races, so she's going to tuck in nicely behind Ellie Sandford. We'll see how long she's going to go for. Georgia Hanson now. Abby Caldwell not quite happy with the pace of Sarah Billings, so she might move around now and lead this pack through. So too Morgan Mitchell. Behind there also is going to be Jeff Coate, but it's all Lauren Ryan through the first lap. Caldwell now going to do a little bit of work on the inside, Billings on the outside, Hanson, and Morgan Mitchell now moving around too. So too is Landon. So these ladies are going to work really well together in the back of the pack. They can pull young athletes like Rourke as well through and see if we can get a fast time. But the one chasing a fast time right now is probably Lauren Ryan. I mean, she has opened that gap up to about 35, 40 metres. So no messing about. Obviously, Ellie Sandford's been given a pace, and, well, Lauren Ryan's the only one who wants to go with it. So this next chase pack, this next lap is important. The third lap right now, you're going to give a gap like that, you're going to be able to work it back. So Lauren Ryan, the only beneficiary of the pacemaking of Ellie Sandford right now in the red singlet. So Sandford leading out Lauren Ryan. Leading that chase pack is still going to be Abby Caldwell. But as I say that, we could see a new mover and shaker in that pack. And it's going to be Sarah Billings on the outside of it, Abby Caldwell. So that hasn't changed much. Jeff Coate as well, so too Hanson. Rourke now moving through. So Ellie Sandford through 2 laps is going to lead through Lauren Ryan in about 2:17 on the clock. Sandford still going. Lauren Ryan looking really comfortable. We see Abby Caldwell now still letting them through. It's going to be Sarah Billings, Georgia Hanson, Jeff Coate, Rourke, Mitchell, and also our Maccabee athlete there right behind them is going to be Landon. So the rest of this pack is nicely strung out. Lauren Ryan still holding on to that lead, roughly 35, 40 metres, maybe even stretch it to 45 if you're generous. The rest of this pack's going to have to get moving. Morgan Mitchell just losing contact with that chase pack, so too is Landon. So Lauren Ryan, great effort there by our pacemaker. Thank you very much, Ellie Sandford. So it's all Lauren Ryan now. She's all on her own. She has only a lap and a half to go. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. This pack is going to hunt together, and now they start to move. So we start to see the legs churning over. The cadence is rising up. Lauren Ryan's is too, though. So have they given her too much right now? Lauren Ryan leading out the Women's Victorian Mile Championship with about 500 metres to go in the all black. Doing it for Florida State right now, Lauren Ryan. So she's going through a Victorian title. She has about 35 metres, so it's slowly being pegged back. Doing it the tough way. 1 lap to go. 3:27 on the clock. 28 in the pack moving now. Jeff Coate on the outside. On the inside, Caldwell. Also Billings, Hanson, and just losing touch now is Rourke. So it might be these 4 have to peg back Lauren Ryan. But Lauren Ryan still 35 metres ahead. So it's going to take a lot of work to be able to get her with 300 metres to go. Not impossible, but hard to do. Stretching it out, Lauren Ryan. She ran in the Zatopek, and she ran a fantastic time at that. She's run her race across a plethora of different distances. 200 to go. Approaching 4 minutes on the clock and going to tick just over. 30 metres ahead is Lauren Ryan. Now starting to move, and the wheels start churning behind. Abby Caldwell, so too Sarah Billings and Georgia Hanson. Jeff Coate now off the back of that. So Lauren Ryan still in front. Done the hard work. Look at the 3 behind, though, all working together. They are flying right now. So 35 metres has turned into 2,500 metres to go. Lauren Ryan still in the lead. Lauren Ryan. It's going to be Abby Caldwell leading the rest of them. Lauren Ryan still leading it out. I believe it will be Lauren Ryan. It's all Lauren Ryan. It always has been and always will be for 2021. Lauren Ryan, gun to tape. 4:34. Salutes the crowd. Sarah Billings, Georgia Hanson, second, third. Abby Caldwell, fourth. Jeff Coate going to go for fifth, and 4:41 on the clock. But Lauren Ryan did the hard work, gun to tape, and absolutely smashed it out. So your Victorian mile champion for the women's this year is going to be Lauren Ryan. A sensational effort across the board.